Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex, and Chelsea lost 4-1 against Newcastle. You can see Tonali in the car over there if you zoom in. He's just on his way to the casino. Lewis, mate, you know, I can make all the jokes I want, but what we saw today was a joke if you look at the result. I mean, can we take anything out of that to try and dissect some positives?
Oh, I didn't think I could laugh today when he said positives. No, there's nothing. There's genuinely nothing. Nice free kick from Sterling. Whatever, I guess now we have a free kick taker. What else? There's been bad performances this season, and then there's this shit. So much for all of the we turn up against the big teams narrative. Nah, that one's dead too. That game was straight back to square one. With the performances, the individual performances, the team as a whole. It's like these men were on the strip with us last night. Well, not the strip club, obviously, that was only fatter, but the point still stands. Bro,
I spent more than 600 quid as well.
That might be even more disappointing than the result, but bruv, everybody was crap. Maybe Sanchez. Maybe Sanchez was alright, but everybody was a bag of piss. Silva was poor, Disassi was poor. The whole attack looked so... Not Disassi, Badia Shield, my bad, sorry. The whole attack was poor. They looked so disjointed. It's like they literally met each other an hour before kickoff. Players were not making runs at the right time. They were not interplaying. It looked like we had individuals playing together. The midfield couldn't connect to the attack. Ugo Chukwu, 19 years old. I don't have a lot of slander for him. Just wasn't ready for this game. It is what it is. We had Torres Caicedo, I'm guessing because of the international break and everything. No one's to blame for that one, but Ugo wasn't at the level that we needed him to be at. Enzo was okay in phase in the first half, and then was just straight up as frustrating as everybody else.
Do you think that's also being overplayed with Enzo?
I mean, potentially, but this performance was so bad, I'm not even trying to look at excuses like that. There was genuinely nothing to come off from that. We were lucky to even go at half-time 1-1. All it was a free kick. We didn't deserve to be drawing at half-time.
I mean, we had a good chance with Fernandez where Pope made a really nice save, and then we had a chance from a set piece as well. I mean, these are just shots on target. I mean, that's something.
Individual moments. In terms of the nature of the game, we struggled. We could barely get the ball into their own half. The attack kept making consistent mistakes and putting more and more pressure on the defence, and then eventually the defence collapsed, and then they all lost their heads too. Like, I come out of that game thinking, where is the leadership? You got our captain who makes a stupid decision and gets a straight red card. Now there's going to be... Was it a straight red card? I think it was a straight red. It was a second yellow. Okay, still he's off, but that's one game, thankfully. I thought he was going to be gone for free. Yeah, Cucurella's got a yellow card too, so he's gone. So we're probably going to have to play Disassi and Colwell as fullbacks. Oh yeah, Gusto. But the point still stands. As our captain, you're meant to be keeping your head. Thiago Silva, the amount of mistakes I saw in that second half was so alarming. The fourth goal, I think, the Anthony Gordon one, ball gets played over the top, he's too slow to come back to it. The third goal, just a bozo moment. I can't even try and decipher what went into his head. It was just a dumb moment. It is what it is. But, hey, there's been guys on my panelists trying to make the case that Thiago Silva isn't as head and shoulders clear of all of our defenders, that we should be starting him in this position over playing a younger back two and letting them bed in and understand each other a bit more.
I think there's an argument
games like today are kind of showing that.
I think there's an argument for both sides. I mean, if you're looking at the long-term process, you could say that, but you could also say that if players have experience playing with Silva, that will help them as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a case of both sides. I hear both sides of it, but it's like, we're not... Other than the Carabao Cup, we're not really going for titles or anything, so we should be if we're doing this whole process thing, we should be doing this process with the back two. So it is a bit of a question mark with the Thiago Silva situation. Like, whether they would keep starting him or keep benching him, it's genuinely up to them. Like, Thiago Silva shows his class in enough games that it's not a big question mark to me, but it's more you thinking about the long term. What is the plan for that? Because when Thiago Silva leaves, you're going to need to have another back two that's going to have to learn and understand each other. Do you want to go through that process now, or do you want to go through that process in a year or two's time? That's the question mark. But that's for the future. For now, Thiago Silva's as bad as everybody else. I'm not going to just pinpoint it on him, because I don't know who played well. Maybe Sterling in a few bits of phases. That's it. And even then, in the second half, he fell off, and Jackson just wasn't doing anything the entire match. Even Palmer had an off day. Even Cole Palmer had an off day.
There's only so many times you can carry a team like this, though. You know, you need support from the players around you, and we can say it's down to individual, not playing as a team. Does that come down to the manager, though, or is it the players? Because we've played like a team before, so why is it changing so suddenly?
It's both, and I don't want to jump to conclusions off it, because I understand with a young and inexperienced squad, sometimes you're going to have phases where you do well and then you dip off, and then you do well and you dip off, and you have to be a little bit patient with that. So I can understand that side, but I can also be realistic and look at things what I'm seeing right now. And that attack looked clueless. The midfield looked clueless. The team looked clueless. And I don't think that's got anything to do with him not being on the touchline, because they still would have been able to talk tactics the day before. These men look like they just rocked up to St. James's Park, just put on their gear and like, let's go. No tactics, nothing, just vibes. That's where I'm looking at the manager and I'm thinking, what was the plan? What was the plan today? But it's not just him, I agree with you. The players were also poor. Yeah. The players didn't look cohesive at all. They were making so many stupid individual errors, and then we looked naive after conceding goals. We just seemed to give up again. Just when I start saying I think our mentality is turning a corner after the City game, we go and do something like that. As soon as it got to 2-1, dumb mistake from Silva, 3-1, they're all panicking. They've all given up. They're all shook about conceding the next goal. No one's really taking the game by the scruff of their neck. I guess it's a case of a process, but I got to look at the players right now and say, like, you got to be better than that. You could go to this ground and have a good performance and lose. And obviously we're not going to accept defeats, but you can take positives from it. Not this. There's nothing you can take from this. This was just pathetic. Like, this was really fucking alarming. Losing like this was a joke. Because it only just got worse and worse as the game progressed. There never looked like there was a point where we were in control. There never looked like there was a point where we were the better team. Nothing. And this is a Newcastle team with, 10 injuries? How many times do we like to peddle the injury excuse? What do? They come in and they beat us. Simple as, and they move on.
And they've got European football, mate. We don't even have congestion.
Right, you see why I don't like the excuses BS. I mean the injuries BS. It only takes you so far. Like, you need to be doing better with what we have now. So it's a case of patience can be given. I'm with you on that, but like that doesn't mean we accept losing. Mourinho said it himself in 2019, when big clubs accept losing, that's when they stop becoming big clubs. So no, this has to be a lot better. Even in terms of a process, you can't be having performances like this. We need to be improving, but I don't know where I'm going for the next week. Confidence is now back in the mud. I don't know where to believe in. It's up to the players again. It's up to Poch.
You don't have any belief in this team on a scale of 1 to 10?
It goes up and down. Be so real with you. Like, I'm gauging everything based off what I see. The first 5 games of the season, I was on to Poch heavy because he was making stupid decisions. Then we start to improve. Like, the pressure comes off him a little bit. But I can also agree in some games the attacks let us down too. Now going to a performance like this against a big team, like, we're struggling in open play, we're struggling from defending corners, we're struggling from defending crosses, we're making individual errors at the back. Charlie just said in his fan cam we've conceded 9 goals in our last 3 games. The attack doesn't look cohesive at all. Where is the confidence?
Well, I don't think people would care about conceding goals if we were scoring more. Like, when we look at the Man City games, I take more positives out of that.
But that's because it's Man City. Like, if you concede 4 to Man City, obviously it's not acceptable, but it's Man City. They're the standard. They're the trademark. It is what it is. When you're doing it to Newcastle, you conceded 1 against Tottenham, but when you're doing that against Newcastle, it's different. It's completely different. That can't be accepted, especially in the manner that we did it. Like, we looked like we were going to concede from corners before that. Remember the Joe Linton open goal in the first half? That was a bigger problem in itself. Jeez, what a car. But the point still stands. Where do I get the belief from when we're struggling in open play, we're struggling in nearly every area of the pitch? Where? Even Tottenham, it was 9-man Tottenham. Like, it should have been double that. If we really want to be real about it, it should have been double the 4-1 scoreline. We were crap until about, well, not crap, we were crap in front of goal until about the 75th minute. Yeah. So, like, it's worrying. It's really worrying.
How do you see the month of December playing out?
I don't know, but
Bear in mind it's like our bogey month, isn't it? We've notoriously been bad at December pretty much every season I can remember.
I don't know. But the performances will determine the aways I take, because I can't do this. I can't keep doing this. This is just jarring me. I will go United. It's my mate's birthday. I'm here for that. At least coming to Newcastle, I can drink my sorrows away. But Everton, Luton, Low Block FC, nah, Wolves, Christmas Eve, I'm not here for it, man. I'm not here for it. But if things improve, maybe. But it's just dead. It's fucking dead.
Thank you, mate.
Bless, bro.